Karn the Great Creator. Oh man, it's gonna liven some things up here. Today on Commander Replay, we check out this Muldrotha value deck and find out if we can value our way past the onslaught of aggro decks. Next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, there's two great ways to support the channel. All links are in the description below. Welcome back everyone, playing some Muldrotha the Gravetide today, and today's deck list comes to us from Patreon supporter Jenka. Let's take a look at this opener. Land, Kenriths. Search for Escalating is good. I think we can make Search for Escalating work. We'll keep. So this should be an interesting game. Muldrotha is a commander that is generally a bit stronger than what we typically play on the channel. It was in that first class of like, heinously strong, this commander does a little too much, a little too easily, class of commanders. What was that, 2018 or so when that came out? There's another land. There's a Volrath Stronghold, always a good one. We'll play the Verdant Catacombs. We'll see if there's something with some blue that's tapped. I guess we already have blue. Well, let's see if there's like a Triome or something. We got some of the ice lands. There's a Triome. Let's get a Triome. But yeah, Muldrotha has been just very, very strong since it's been released, and seeing it at a casual table is never a good time. I don't know, seeing it at a EDH table probably isn't a great time either. You just need so much graveyard removal, and it's so hard to interact with them once Muldrotha's in play. Your only saving grace against this commander is get it out of play immediately and hope they don't drop enough ramp back in to cast it quickly. And so, like, while that's happening, you also need to be figuring out a way to win the game pretty quickly, because you're just not going to have tons and tons of time on your side. You will get, even if it's just a value Muldrotha, you will get outvalued really quickly. Blue on this one, right? Okay. Get the Volraths into play. Play the Search for Escalating. Card I don't get to use all that much because I don't play a lot of blue, and I play even less of blue decks that want to use Search for Escalating, even though it's a very good card. And I've talked about it a bunch. I love this original cycle out of Ixalan. Well, by the time this video comes out, who knows? We'll probably be right around the new Ixalan coming out, but I think it's a beautiful cycle of cards. I love the backside. I love that whole treasure map kind of feel. I think the art is fantastic on these. Yeah, I don't know. I just think they're really cool. Gaia's Cradle one might be a touch strong, especially relative to, like, the white one, which is terrible. What's the red one even do? Oh, Vance's, yeah. So maybe there's some power imbalance, but man, the cards are beautiful. Yeah, just thought it was a cool cycle. What's the white one? It's like a 1/1 for 3 mana or something like that. It's like, come on, guys, we could do a little better. And I get that was balanced for standard, not for commander, but for 3 mana, that could be like a 2/2 with vigilance or something, right? Like, does the 1/1 have lifelink or something? I can't remember now. Still, I was pretty disappointed in the Boros land. Now, I did get a kill with it once, which was very exciting. I had a Gisela in play, which helped a lot. But yeah, I wish that Boros one just did like a little bit more. Brings back to our turn. We get to surveil with the Search for Escalating. Jeweled Lotus is a pretty good Magic card. We will put that on top of our library, and will in fact speed up everything we're doing a whole lot. I don't think I'm going to go for it this turn, though. Pray for no wheels, but play the island, because we don't really have anything we can get back, and you don't want to just expose Muldrotha with literally nothing to do. That's kind of my thinking here. At least that's how I see the situation. More experienced Muldrotha players may feel differently, but for all of my experience, we're just going to go for this Muldrifter Evoked right here. This is a card that I added. There were 2 cards that weren't in the list when I imported it. I didn't really bother to look to see what they were. But I had 2 openings, so I also couldn't find a Mishra's Bauble easily and cheaply on Magic Online, so I just threw them. Like, well, it's basically card draw, so threw a Muldrifter in there. Seemed like a good call. Solid card. Maybe not on the same exact power level, but very reasonable. Caught a Seal of Primordium in there. That one can be pretty helpful. What's the thing for this? If we have 7 or more cards in our graveyard, we transform it. Didn't catch a land on all of that, although I guess if we play Muldrotha next turn, we can get the land back. You are allowed to get lands with this thing. Let's give it a read. Muldrotha, 6 mana, 6/6. During each of your turns, you may play a land and cast a permanent spell of each permanent type from your graveyard. Yep, we get lands with it. Haven't actually seen one in a while because, like I said, it's a little above the power level that I typically like to play at. Like, if I see a Muldrotha at the table, I'm probably just grabbing Aurelia or something equally as nasty, because Muldrotha is a nasty commander. That being said, let's take a look at what our opponents are doing. First up, we've got Sergeant Flintlock piloting Hylda of the Icy Crown. One that we looked at very recently is a very strong commander. Whenever you tap an untapped creature an opponent controls, you may pay 1 when you do. Either make a 4/4, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, or scry 2, then draw a card. It's kind of one of those does most of the things you need to do type commanders. Makes bodies, draw cards, makes them bigger if you need to. It is very strong. The key, similar to our deck, the key to winning against a Hylda deck or a Muldrotha deck is keeping the commander out of play. Anyway, brings us back to our turn. There is a search for Escalating. Divining Top. Divining Top gives us something to do from the graveyard, so I think I'm actually going to put it to the graveyard and hope that we catch a land. Got the land. Nice. Maybe not the land we wanted in Bojuka Bog. Oh, I guess we have the Verdant thing. So yeah, maybe we hold the Bojuka Bog for a minute. Let's play the Jeweled Lotus. Cast our commander. Oh, wait. Oh, we did it wrong. We need green from this. Cast Muldrotha. Play a land. Crack the Verdant Catacombs. We need something untapped. Tropical Island, I guess. Then we'll get the Divining Top. We could get the Jeweled Lotus back. I'll plan to get that next turn. I like what Divining Top does. Though, there's a cool thought where the Jeweled Lotus is the better play, just because if this dies, we just get it right back. Yep, that's a pretty good turn. I feel good about what we just did. The Jeweled Lotus is more of the keep your foot on the gas, Muldrotha always in play, and just do that whole kind of thing, where Divining Top is more of the setting up for like a longer game, which I guess maybe doesn't make all that much sense, because it is a Muldrotha deck. The game probably isn't going to go that long. But continuing on our opponents, in the middle, we've got Chaotix 2075 piloting Eriette of the Charmed Apple. Haven't even seen this one. 3 mana, 2/4. Each creature that's enchanted by an aura you control can't attack you or a planeswalker you control. Oh, that sounds nasty. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of auras you control. So it's going to should be a black-white aura deck, and I'm expecting like every version of Passivism out of this deck. That's a very interesting commander. What is that? That's the new it's the new Eldraine set. I really haven't even looked through that one extensively yet, but beautiful art. Love the art on it. Opponent's going to scry 1 as they attack here. They did cast a Sword of the Animus, but not enough to equip it this turn. Whenever you scry, tap up to X target non-land permanents where... okay. So a Muldrotha getting tapped down. And they'll poke us for a little bit of damage. Yeah, we'll probably be the archenemy this game, unless Hylda really gets into it in a crazy way, which is very possible. But, default status for this game should be that Muldrotha is the archenemy. That's just how games with Muldrotha kind of go. And our final opponent is Sean piloting Liberator, Urza's Battlethopter, deck he's been working on for a little while. Yep, there's a Vow of Duty. Yep. Let's get that train started. At least we can still attack in general. No, wait. Nope, we just can't attack KO. Okay. Can't attack... Each creature that's enchanted by an aura can't attack you. Okay. So we can attack everyone else. So it's basically just like Vow of Duty on any aura they play. This, interestingly, this one gives it Vigilance. So, well, I guess we're just going to get tapped down repeatedly, but at least we can go on the attack with Muldrotha, and if they don't untap it for some reason, or if they don't tap it down for some reason, then we could have a pretty good time. Liberator, Urza's Battlethopter coming in. Sean's got a few things in play, by the way. He's got a Skull Clamp, he's got a Crashing Drawbridge, one that you got to be careful of later, and a Steel Overseer. Yeah, those are meaningful pieces. It's a pretty good little start out of him. Looks like he did just miss a land, though, which probably isn't... Oh, nope, that was end step. Right. Reading his commander. It is a 3 mana 1/2 with Flash and Flying. You may cast colorless cards and artifacts as though they had Flash. I've seen him mess that bit up a few times. He did just use the Flash bit correctly on his commander, which confused me, because things were happening at the end of KO step, and I wasn't paying attention. Unwinding Clock, that's a lot of good pieces. He's got a lot of good pieces in play now. So Sean looking pretty well set up over there. We're not doing too bad ourselves either. But yeah, he seems poised for success. Pumps up the Liberator. Yep. Into us. No, into KO. I'm going to put a stop on our turn for the Divining Top during the upkeep. Trying to hold back on that Bojuka Bog for now. Though I guess if we... Yeah, we'll try to hold back on it. Search for Escalating. What's the proper sequence here? Should we go Divining Top first, then search for Escalating? Maybe let's do that. Sean's going to put a +1/+1 counter on each creature he controls, because Unwinding Clock untaps all of his stuff every turn. Seems pretty good to me. We have another artifact that we want to get out of the graveyard, so probably won't discard the Signet. Maybe we... Yeah, I guess we don't have to, like, technically put anything in our graveyard. But actually, we don't, like, technically have card draw. Let's go Signet, Oko, land. Creatures get bigger. And we'll just leave that land right on top. We shall... Oh, we have the fetch in the graveyard, don't we? Yeah, I didn't think about that. Whoops. No one saw that. I think we get the Muldrotha. We could use some ramp, couldn't we? Oko. Which Oko was that? I think the key to success here is going to be ramp. Except ramp means shuffling our deck, which I guess is fine. Yeah, I think that's where we want to be. Nope, we're gonna have to crack this and shuffle. Crack and shuffle. Let's get an Underground Sea. Yeah, let's get the Hedron Archive right here. It's maybe not the most explosive play we've ever made. Oh, you know what we can do though? I think the Signet should be right here. So we'll tap and draw a card. Oh, it was the land. Crap. Play the Jeweled Lotus from the graveyard. Get that back. That'll be a nice insurance policy if Muldrotha dies. Divining Play did not work out. And we'll go to combat. But yeah, I think this extra mana, if we can keep all that around, it's going to help us get... Because we have a lot of cards right now. We just need to get them out of our hand and into play. We'll swing into Flintlock. Hylda is very strong, and they seem to be coming at us. So 8/8 Muldrotha with Vigilance. Pretty nice. Should give this thing a read. This is Dauthi Voidwalker. 2 mana 3/2. Shadow. If a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, instead exile it with a void... Oh, we got to discard something. Tap land? Discard tap land. Definitely could have like sequenced better with the Divining Top. Search for Escalating business right there. Anyway, tap it. Choose an exile card an opponent owns with a void counter on it. You may play it this turn without paying its mana cost. Yeah, pretty spicy card. Mind Flayer I think is also pretty nasty. Enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature for as long as you control Mind Flayer. Disgusting. Solitary Sanctuary. Haven't seen this one. 3 mana enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. Whenever you tap an untapped creature an opponent controls, put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature you control. Seems really good. Stun means it won't untap for a turn, right? Yeah, that's no good. We might want to get rid of that. Well, I guess the stun portion's over with now. Still, that's annoying. We're going to be wide open for a turn here. So this coming turn, I think the idea is going to be get some creatures into play, maybe shoot something with the Chupacabra, kind of get some blocking and defense up. Seems like it might be a good idea. Equips the sword. Yep. No attacks? You got to attack somewhere. I mean, there's so much value in attacking. I would have attacked. Locke said owie when we hit them. Yeah, 8 is a chunk. Ghostblade Eidolon. Okay. Enchanted creature has +1/+1 and double strike. Who's getting the double strike business? Oh, he cast it as a creature? And then put in all that glitters on Sean's thing. Great. Fantastic. Cool, it's a 9/10. Well, we know what we probably need to shoot. This is gonna hurt. Each opponent loses X life and he gains some life. Yeah. Seems good. Boy, would I love to not take that Battlethopter hit, but I don't know. Thran Dynamo. Cracks an Expedition Mat. Skull Clamp on the Battlethopter. Yeah, it's a good idea. One of us is going to want to shoot it. Also a little more power. Pump it up. Yeah, coming our way. It's going to be a shot for 11, Commander. Gonna feel that one. We definitely don't have enough black mana for this and this turn. Kenra's Transformation on KO's Commander may not be the worst thing I've ever heard of. Brings it back to our turn. Search for Escalating. Keep the Divining Top. Play the land from our hand. Definitely Chupacabra the Battlethopter. Can't be taking another one of those. Gonna pump the team. Chupacabra on the Battlethopter. They will draw 2 cards off of the Skull Clamp. Our mana colors are a little jacked. Definitely need the Seal of Primordium. This gives us some outs against stuff. Kind of wish I went for the tap land, honestly. I guess we play the Divining Top and then look with the Divining Top. Let's see. Infernal Tribute. Sacrifice a non-token permanent, draw a card. Interesting. I think we go crop rotation on the bottom, I think. I don't know if there's like any crazy lands in this deck. We'll leave the land on top and then just surveil it. Yeah, are there any crazy lands worth getting in this deck? There's the Dark Depths. Those are fun. Bazer of Baghdad? That's a fun one. Okay, he's got some fun lands. Yavimaya Hollow. Diamond Valley might be relevant. Yeah, actually Diamond Valley is not a bad idea, given that our life total is dwindling. And it's a nice sack outlet for Chupacabra. Here's a peek at the deck list, by the way. We see a pretty focused mana curve, mostly 2 and 3 drops, really trying to get that early game value. This deck is all about playing multiple spells a turn throughout most of the game. So, with a Muldrotha deck, even as the game rages on. Like, yeah, maybe a single 3-drop doesn't change the game completely, but when you play 3 or 4 of them in a turn, that can make a difference. See a big coma up here at the top. Got some nice 6-drops. Yeah, overall, looks like a pretty good deck from where I'm sitting. Got a little bit of fast mana in there. Hylda coming in. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Coming our way. Into KO, thank God. So there's the attack and the scry, and what happens when they scry? They do something. Whenever you scry, tap up to X target non-land permanents, where X is the number of cards looked at this way. It's a pretty cool card. And I think we're about to see some value here. What is that? This is a detection tower. This one removes hexproof till end of turn. Yep, gonna tap down KO's commander. Sean will activate his thing. It's a really big crashing drawbridge. Thankfully it has defender, but attacking through in the ground, not gonna be a super fruitful proposition. Unless you're the Hylda deck, Hylda can just tap it down, so that is nice. But on the other hand, they could probably get like a single attack through, but it wouldn't leave them exposed the entire time because of the unwinding clock. He gets a plus and plus counter. Which mode's he going with on Hylda? It's gonna pay. He's going scry 2, then draw a card. Yep, need to get that value going. Because he's scrying, he gets to tap more things. Seems good. Oh, wow. That card seems insane in that deck. That basically just loops until you run out of mana, right? Yeah, I think it does. I think it does. Okay. We got some stuff we need to shoot. And we're making a 4-4 with this one. Seems good. KO takes a shot for 8. Yeah. Feeling that. Agent of Masks. I've had one of these sitting in a binder for a very long time. Cool card. Be a little overcosted for today's day and age, but there's going to be some life lost this turn. Yeah, I'm really thinking about that Diamond Valley because I think we're going to need some life back. Yeah, there's the thing. What did we lose? One more? I'm really surprised he didn't play this as... Oh, it's a lot of mana for Bestow. Okay, so he probably just wanted a blocker. Liberator, coming back. Karn the Great Creator. Oh, man. It's going to liven some things up here. Turns the Unwinding Clock into a creature. As I've been analyzing this board, I think Unwinding Clock is the most powerful card on this board beside the Karn. At least one we could shoot with the Sealed Primordium, so I think we're going to be shooting the Unwinding Clock with the Sealed Primordium. Even more so if it's coming our way like it is right now. Yeah. But I was planning on doing this anyway at the end step, so we'll just do that now. Down it goes. Back to our turn. Surveil the land. Put it to the graveyard. Do need a bit of green mana. Infernal Tribute is a nice sack outlet. Triple black is rough, though. We don't have triple black right now. Oh, no. We can't make mana with the Hedron Archive. Wow. Called our bluff, huh? This thing got flying. It has flying. It's not great for us. We can evoke the Muldrotha, is what we can do. This wasn't in the list, and so far this Muldrotha looking pretty good. There's a duplicate. Could be pretty helpful. Definitely going to need more black mana if we can get that tap land at some point. What are we doing the rest of our turn here? We have 3 mana. If we play land, we could have 4. With 3 mana... That's enough to go crop rotation, potentially Kenris. Oh, we definitely want the Sealed Primordium back. That is a big safety net for us. So let's do that. Okay, and then we'll crop rotate probably for the Diamond Valley. And then we'll get the Woodland Chasm back in. Seems like a good time to do that. Man, we can't even attack. Well, we'd have to shoot that. I don't want to burn our Seal of Primordium because that keeps us alive against anything Sean's trying to do. Can't attack. I think we're just staying back. I know we have Vigilance, but like... No attacks here without burning cards that we need. Literally can't attack KO without spending the seal. And I don't want to... Flintlock didn't attack his last turn, and I'd kind of like to keep that going. So I think we just pass. Oh, you know what we forgot to do, though? Is break up this little combo that he has. That is going to be super nasty. Reliquary Tower. Seems good. Sad bot. Honestly, I love a sad bot. But with this nonsense right here, I mean, I think their best bet is just like... I guess there's only so many things on board to tap down, and 4 is still plenty. God, that's going to be so much value. See what Flintlock's thinking. Into Sean. Okay. Okay. He should be sending one into the Karn, though. Or perhaps he's realizing that we're the ones that are locked hardest by the Karn. And maybe he just doesn't care that much. His sword's already equipped and has no mana rocks. So there's that. So he'll scry one, then gets to tap a thing. Tapping the wall. Yep. Hylda. Scries 2. Draws a card. More triggers. We can actually use a board wipe. I see a blood on the snow. Shriekmaw's in here. Shriekmaw could probably kill enough things that it would be close enough to a board wipe. Engineered Explosives. I don't think I've ever actually played this card. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number of charge counters on it. Interesting. Yeah, there could be another board wipe or two in this deck. Oh, there's a Seal of Doom. Destroys creatures. Okay. Wouldn't be an awful one to find. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of triggers. Just keep going back and forth with this. Hylda is really good. Scries 2, then draws a card. KO's going to ding us all for 1 life, gain some life himself. So he ends the turn with 3 4/4s in play. Has 7 cards in hand. Yeah, got to land off the attack. I think Flintlock's the new threat. Muldrotha's a tap down, unfortunately. Roadside Reliquary. Draw a card if you control an artifact. Draw a card if you control an enchantment. That seems pretty good. Oh, you have to sacrifice it, though. I mean, that still seems really good for this deck. Yeah, I might think about adding this in. I know it's colorless in a 3-color deck, and that's not always the best, but yeah, seems good. See what KO was thinking. I would love it if he dropped a board wipe. There's a lot of nonsense going on over here. Knight of Doves is not a board wipe. Whenever enchantment you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, make a 1/1 with flying. So if a board wipe goes off, he's going to get a lot of bodies back, and I don't think this deck handles flying super well, from what I'm seeing. At the end step here, KO's going to make us gain some life. Importantly, I'm going to crop rotate just before I forget and get chatting about something. Do need to sacrifice a land to do it. Feel okay about our blue situation. We'll get rid of an island. Yavimaya solves our green issues. Ooh, Urborg solves our black issues. But I really kind of, I think I want that Diamond Valley. I might go, is there an Expedition map in this deck? I would probably go Expedition map over crop rotate, or both. Both is fine. Because Expedition map you can get back and do it again. And, I've had games with Sun Titan where if you Sun Titan an Expedition map back, getting a second land with Expedition map is really powerful, assuming that you have powerful lands in your deck. But there are a lot of powerful lands in this format. Swiftfoot Boots, not something I want to see. On to the Battlethopter. Let's find out if it's coming in our direction. I can't imagine that it is with all this going on. Sean's got some fun lands. Got a Makokoro and Arena. There's one you don't see. Skull Clamp on the Steel Overseer. Yeah, I mean, he could just start Arena things down. That'd be fun. Tawashi Guidebot. Enters battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Has the ability to draw some cards, costs 1 less for each modified creature you control. He's got a few of those. Seems good. I believe that is free card draw? Oh, it doesn't have haste. See what Sean's thinking. Yeah, over to Flintlock. Okay, love it. Love it. Also sending the Steel Overseer. Okay. So that'll force an additional block. At least clean up one of the tokens before they get unreasonably large. Blocks with a sad bot. Yep. Here's what I'm concerned about. Well, if we get Hylda out of play, life is a little bit better. Probably even better if we steal it, though. If they shoot the Mind Flayer, they get it back, and then life is still bad. Could Kenrith's Transformation it? That will force them to have to do some nasty stuff. It's going to animate an artifact. Does that untap it? It does not. Search for Iskanta. Shriekmaw is a sight for sore eyes. Put on top of library. I guess we could have just sent it to the graveyard. Muldrotha's in play. It doesn't really matter where we put it. We could have... whatever. Apparently I'm bad playing a Muldrotha deck. I think I played it maybe once before. Maybe twice. Haven't played it. It's been many years since I played Muldrotha. And there's been a lot of tech for this deck. This deck has gotten much stronger since its initial release. A lot of things. Anyway. Yeah, let's just Shriekmaw. Yeah. Shriekmaw on the Hylda. Shriekmaw down. Hylda down. Let's get... What else do we need? I think we bring Shriekmaw back. Do we need a blocker? Probably need a blocker. That does tap us out, though. Get the Verdant Catacombs. Crack the Verdant Catacombs. Any interesting lands left? Bayou seems actually very good for where we need to be. Losing the mana from this thing really hurts. Really need this mana. Shriekmaw doesn't hit artifacts, right? Doesn't hit artifacts, so... We could pop the Drawbridge, drop the Karn. We'd have to drop 2 things. We don't have the tools for that. We need mana. I did note that there seemed to be not that much ramp in the deck, and I did add 2 Signets we haven't run into. I guess I shuffled one of them away when I saw it, but what do we do? Let's Kenra's Transformation on KO's thing. Try to stop the life loss a little bit. We draw a card, which will be nice. To the land. Let's Shriekmaw again. My hope is that if we, blow up enough of their things here that, they'll just drop a board wipe, and that'll solve a lot of our issues. Kill this thing. Shriekmaw's so good. Oh, man. I love Shriekmaw. We can't attack KO now, which I might do. Nope, apparently not. Doesn't it lose all abilities? Oh, the Vow. Yeah, the Vow still does the thing, right? Okay. Okay. Well, Sean's not really open, so it's going to be into Flintlock. We'll eat a 4/4, basically. I could double block. If he has the board wipe, yeah, you just double block, force us to do the thing. Didn't think about that. Hopefully he doesn't catch it. Nope, just going to throw one in front. Yeah, I think that's all we have. Pass the turn. Yeah, losing that 2 extra mana. Well, we've lost, what, 6 mana now? Really kind of needed that. Hylda back to play. It's for a bunch of mana. That's a nice little tempo. And importantly, we got rid of that other thing that, like, is just a combo machine. Didn't get the board wipe out of Flintlock that I was kind of hoping on. You want to know what I'd probably put in this deck? I'd put a Vampire Hexmage in this deck, because that's a fantastic card for killing Karn and any Planeswalker. And it's just a card that I like. I used to run it in mono black decks, that weren't even really focused around that, just because it was a nice little card. 2/1 first strike, and me, I love a sword. So you put a sword on it, and it's a nice early game creature that has the ability to blow up Planeswalkers. That being said, this is a Sultai deck, so there's just a million card choices to put in the deck. But yeah, I like Vampire Hexmage for the utility. You never know it's going to be helpful. Agent of Masks, all losing 1 life. Yep. There's a Rocks Veteran, Battlecry, Seasoned Marshal. Yeah, we don't have a lot of creatures in play, so that is scary. Sean's going to give his creatures haste at the end step. I don't know if there's a plan to that or not. Oh yeah, he's going to draw with the 1. There you go. Free card draw. Cool card. That might be useful in, maybe not. I was thinking like Ashling, but Ashling doesn't play that many creatures. So you wouldn't get it cost reduced down that far. Okay, never mind. You know what, though? In Boros +1/+1 counters, that'd be a cool card. I've been doing the +1/+1 counter thing a lot lately. It's been fun. It's been a strategy that I haven't, really employed all that much over the years. Just hasn't really been my speed. But I've been enjoying it a lot lately. There's been a lot of support for it in white, in particular, which, of the past few years, which has definitely helped it along. Some of the more recent Ajanis, the original Rajani, even. On top of, many other things, some of the modified cards out of Kamigawa. It's been a lot of cool stuff. Karn Living Legacy. Haven't seen this one. 4 mana, 4 loyalty Planeswalker. Create a tapped Power Stone token. Minus is... Oh, God, that's small text. Pay any amount of mana. Look at that many cards from the top of your library, then put one of those cards into your hand, and the rest on the bottom. That's Aladdin's Ring on an effect, if any of you remember that card. Sean's going to proliferate. That seems nasty. Surprisingly, Sean is down to 16 after everything that's happened here. Pumps the team even more. Let's see what he's thinking. Over to Flintlock. End step, we're going to sacrifice our Chupacabra. We need to start shooting creatures down. There's too many creatures on this board. And I'd really like to get this Karn out of the way. We need that mana back so badly. Put the land to the graveyard. Thought Scour. We'll hit ourselves with a Thought Scour. Why not? Oh, hey, Escalating flipped. Importantly, that's extra mana. We can use that other ability if we need to at some point also. What do we hit? A creature? Creatures are good. When it exploits a creature, return a creature to its hand. Okay. We can only get 1 creature from our grave, which may not be the best. Shardless Agent is always a fun one, and notably is an artifact. Okay, so we have a lot going on here. Getting to the complex portion of the deck. Wait. Yeah, there's a Dark Depths in here? Oh, there is a Hexmage in the deck. Oh. Beautiful. Do we have a way to tutor for that? I don't see one. Man, I wish we had a way to tutor for that, because obviously with the Dark Depths, good time. Okay, let's start with Seal of Primordium on the drawbridge. He's going to draw the card. Oh, that's beautiful. We don't even have to use a second resource to... I'm just trying to get his blockers out of the way. And so now we can go attack and kill that Karn, which is really what my goal is here. Although, no, he doesn't have the mana for Arena. Swing into Karn. So Karn down, we get our artifacts back. Love that. What land do we need? We could probably use more black mana. Get that Infernal Tribute at some point. Also, we just have a lot of black in hand. So yeah, get the Verdant Catacombs. Crack the Verdant Catacombs. Get a Swamp. Yeah, I think we got to get into the fun mode where's that Seal of Primordium? Get the Seal of Primordium. Thank God for our artifact mana. Getting that back. Oh, let's see what's next. Oh, man. I don't know what to do. Because, Sean's been working at Flintlock pretty hard, but our life is low enough that, if he finds something big, like a Blackblader for it, I guess we have the Seal. Maybe we just got to shoot the Hylda. Yeah, shoot the Hylda. Nothing good's going to come from Hylda. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana left. Shardless Agent? Shardless Agent, Cascade? Okay. Signet. Signet's fine. Do need to not die during this turn cycle, but if we do, that'll be some helpful extra mana. Looks like we've used all of our cards in the graveyard that we can cast. We've already attacked, so I think that's our turn. Yeah. Pass like that. Bond of Discipline. Oh, no. Oh, no. Tap all creatures your opponents control. Your creatures gain lifelink until end of turn. Okie dokie. See how bad it gets. Oh man, we're open. We're open against everyone. I mean, if Hylda's in play, like, that's probably a game-winning play. Oh, that's still probably a game. Probably should have just sealed the thing. Ooh, yeah. Oh yeah, that's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be nasty. See what Flintlock's thinking. I mean, he's so the play is probably something like "Come kill us," but if he does that and doesn't have answers, I think Sean. Maybe it depends. Sean's got some damage in the air, but he needs to find a way to get this big thing through, and I don't know if he has that or not. But ooh, we're in a bad spot because like no one's gonna want to deal with our just like constant removal of stuff. I looked at that card when I put was it in my Hylda list? I don't remember if it made it. I was definitely considering it. I think it was between that and Subjugator Angel, which is a card that I also like. Oh yeah, it's all coming our way. Oh, it's gonna be rough. This is gonna be rough. So that's 12 plus that is what, 17? Are any of these artifacts or enchantments? No, those are elementals. Not helpful. Battlecry will make that even more damage. Yeah, so we're going to have to sacrifice our commander. Back of the command zone. KO gets a 1-1. I'm actually surprised we've survived this long into the game, given that we're a Muldrotha deck. Turn 9. But yeah, it's been a complex board all game. There hasn't been a board wipe either. And like we had a good start, but then everyone else kind of like surpassed us in what they were doing. Up to 24 and down to 5. So our life is in our opponent's hands in this moment. If they want to come kill us, they can. Unless Flintlock's wanting to follow up with a board wipe, which, you know, that's kind of what we've been waiting on all game. I would love it if he did, but he's at 34, so he should be able to withstand a crackback. It won't feel good. You know, you lose a lot of life. You basically lose all the life you gained. Frost Titan. That's a nasty one. That is the, Ward 2 on it, basically? Yeah. We'll have to keep that in mind if we Shriekmaw it, which we probably will. They're going to tap the... Ooh, they're going to keep that one tapped. That one doesn't untap. Okay, so that's the big damage. That might do something important, which is it reduces Sean's damage. And I think it firmly places Flintlock in, like... Flintlock being that nasty gives us a chance to survive, is what that does. We're down to 4. It's not great. Okay, I was going to draw a card with the Dross Pits. No, you could run that in this deck, too. Would I? Maybe. Comes in tapped. The comes in tapped is a little rough. Wouldn't be awful. I wouldn't fault you if you did. If you have like a perfect mana base, though, I might not. I guess it depends on your budget. KO has apparently been land flooding all game. Ouch. 4 lands in hand. Not a good time. KO's thinking take Sean out of the game. I mean, he's not going to kill him, but he's going to do damage. That is unexpected. He was originally eyeing the Planeswalker, but now he's just going for the damage. It is going to be spicy. So now Sean's got to fight it from all sides, which again might be the thing we need to live and get another turn. Because that's really just what I'm trying to get to here. Oh, you know how we can get the license? So we could Mind Flayer this thing and then sacrifice at the Diamond Valley, and that's actually a lot of life gain. Might do that. See what Sean's thinking. All his dust could be really spicy. Or Ugin. Duplicate. I mean, that's got to be on the Frost Titan. Yeah, going after the Frost Titan. They'll have to pay for it. Pays to exile the Frost Titan. Yeah, that's just one you got to get rid of. Gonna gain 1 life for each colorless creature they control. Nice little, yeah. Gaining 4 life back. Not awful from where they're at. If they can activate that another time or two, it's very reasonable. What are they thinking damage-wise? We're still in the chopping block. He's gonna come kill us. Really? Yeah, I really wanted to shoot the boots, and... really? Anything that's pumping it up? No, it's all plus counters. Guess we take a look with the Divining Top? Pray? Yep, that's not the answer. Sean's like, he can live through it. I'm like, no, we can't. Yep, that's annoying. Down we go. Yeah. So that's part of the unfortunate situation when you play an archenemy commander, right? Like, if we were playing something more tame, we might be able to live through that. We might be able to not get attacked there, because once everyone kind of turned on Sean. With another deck, that would have taken the focus off of us. But with Muldrotha, it's like, oh, we're down that far. Just take him out. Should have shot this thing in response to the thing. I didn't realize how big his creatures were going to get. Would have saved a lot of life on that. Yeah, this deck needs board wipes, though. Because, right, there's a bunch of things on board, and, like, we had Shriekmaw and Ravenous Chupacabra, and we just couldn't shoot things fast enough. Also, I found the ramp to be lacking. Like, we didn't really ramp all that good for a deck. We're in Sultai. We should be ramping really well, right? Flintlock tapping down more stuff. Yep. And you should have a lethal attack on Sean. Shadow Spear. Yep. Yep, all the triggers. Tapping down stuff. It should be lethal. Flash is in a Hangerback Walker. Is that enough to keep him alive? That's a 10 with trample. That's going to be... I mean, even if he gets to 1, KO just untapping does the 1, right? So, doesn't need to get him to exactly 0. And KO controls 0 auras at the moment. So yeah, like, if we survive, we fire off so much removal, and a good chunk of it probably goes to Flintlock. Yeah, Sean goes down. So the attack on us just wasn't really smart, because also by leaving us, you know, we are another target that everyone has to deal with. KO says he finally drew a non-land. Rite of Oblivion. Sacrifice the thing to cast a spell. Exile target non-land permanent. Has flashback. That'll slow this game down. Gets rid of the Rocks Veteran. And flashes it back. Gets rid of the other tappy one. Yep. Still got this thing left, though. See what Flintlock's got. Flintlock's still got 6 cards in hand, so... And even just the commander coming back does a lot. Yep, here's Hylda. Does look like he's run out of tap effects, though. Oh, there's one. Citadel Siege. Love it. I always want to run this card. Like, this card 10 years ago was very, very playable. You could put this in a lot of decks. Nowadays, you just have so many choices. It's not that it's a bad card. It's just that there's usually a better choice than this for most decks. But that said, it is a really nasty card because the Dragons mode, like, as much as I like the Cons mode, and it's like really good with Aurelia, the Dragons mode is very powerful against a lot of things. Starfield of Nyx. Spicy. There's the Citadel Siege. Taps one down. Actually, you know, Dragon's mode might be a little bit awkward just because, like, of this situation where it happens during their turn, and, like, they don't have any mana up right now. I guess if you leave mana up, it's fine, but you can't do the, like... I mean, it's still solid, but, you know, like, when you have all the attack triggers that go off, right, it's very easy to plan your attack, and, you know, you're like, oh, attack and pump the team. But Flintlock's got a lot... Flintlock is leading on, like, basically every resource at this point. Opposition, oh, good game. Good game. He needs about 3 more triggers. No, if he goes +1 here, that should be enough. Yeah, I think he has Xaxes. Oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, opposition. Yeah, right. Yeah, this will be enough. It should do it. Yeah, Flintlock's got it. Hylda wins. Some of that can be attributed to Sean's sort of faulty attack in which he was forcing us to use the seal, but he thought we were going to survive, but we didn't because we had already used the Diamond Valley. He thought it was untapped, right? So he thought we would gain life to survive at like 1 or something like that. And if we survive, right, like we were in a decent position to fire off like multiple Shriekmaw. I guess you can only cast 1 from the graveyard. Actually, no, we weren't in the best position because we already sacrificed Muldrotha. So we needed to recast Muldrotha, and that's going to use a lot of mana. But more importantly, I think the reasons that we didn't have success this game, not enough ramp, and not enough board wipes, right? Like, we needed a board wipe to go off, and it never happened. And if one did, that would have easily given us the tempo that we kind of needed. So I think those are my 2 main critiques. Other than that, I mean, all the cards in the deck are really powerful. I think it's just a matter of kind of getting those other things worked out that, like, we really didn't land ramp at all, I don't think. So that's a concern. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel or vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below.